Okay, folks, we're back. We're doing it again. I can't believe this is actually episode 17. We've done this for 4+ months. And you all keep coming back and talking to us. So we're going to keep coming back and talking to you all as well. Tonight, we have an amazing guest for you all. Let me get rid of this. I have not seen her in what feels like a million years. And I'm really happy to be able to introduce her to you guys, particularly those in the Oz community that I've met that have heard rumblings of her over the years, but have never quite met her yet. But first of all, we're going to get our usual co-host here. How have you been? I know you had a gigantic weekend.
I had a weekend. I'm exhausted.
Okay.
I'm so tired.
Are you just going to listen tonight, or
no? I'm gonna be in it.
Okay, good.
No, we had such a great time. Friday, the girls came in. We did like a cabaret type show where they performed and I did a song, and there was trivia. There was a costume contest. All kinds of fun things. And we had a good amount of just people from the public come in too, because it was like their retreat group, but then also members or anyone else who wanted to show. And then Saturday was the night where they came to the museum, and we it was wild. It was just insane. They slammed the gift shop. So like, God bless you guys, because that was awesome. But I was not expecting that in the beginning. So it was going to be like tour, scavenger hunt, some games, and a movie. And we didn't do too much of a tour. They were in the gift shop the whole time. And then we started the scavenger hunt. And then there were a few people that these were like competitive folks. So there were a few people that just went, there's no way I'm going to find all this by the time, 12 other people do. So let's do a tour. So I had a really nice kind of intimate tour of probably 15 to 17 people. And then we watched a movie, Rocky Horror style. I won't tell you which one because I don't know. No, I'll tell you. It was Return to Oz. We watched, and it was hilarious because there were like rubber chickens happening and wild. It was wild, but everybody had such a great time.
Bellina
fans, yeah. And then I kind of went to hang out with them at their sort of wrap-up dinner at the casino. And then this morning I had a TV show, a local morning program on Bridge Street talking about the museum. So it's been sort of a nonstop, like 3.5 days.
Well,
ready
all right.
to be done. What about you?
I blew up a room here in the house to start making my official real honest to God office.
Okay.
Painted the walls, moved some furniture around, collapsed, tired, exhausted, stressed over the Chargers yesterday. It was not a good day until the last 2 minutes of the game, and then they won. I realized here was the thing. Okay. People talk about like superstitions about wearing jerseys and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So as I'm working on the room, the Chargers are struggling, and I'm like, God damn, this is like, are we just back to crap again? Do we suck again? And then with about 5 minutes left in the game, I realized I'm not wearing my jersey.
Right, because you were working.
For the whole game, I was not wearing it. And I went, boom, upstairs, threw it on, ran back downstairs. They made a stop.
And you made them win.
They went down the field long enough. They kicked a field goal in the last 4 seconds, and they won the game.
What?
Just saying.
Okay.
Just saying. It's that kind of stuff. It's
There's
that kind of stuff.
No
That's what's going on in this house.
No
what's going on in this house. Yeah, no, not at all. Can't be a coincidence. Cannot be. It's been fun. And of course, last week I reached out to our secret guest.
Yeah.
And I said, so secret guest, would you like to come on our show and talk to us about
Those
things
secret
that you do or have done and are doing, and
Yeah.
et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? And she said, when would you want to do that? And I said, we do it on Mondays. And she said, that's cool. And I said, oh my God, how about tonight? You want to come on
Let's
tonight?
go.
And she was like, dang right.
Yeah. Hi.
Secret
Guys,
guest.
This is the original BDI diva, Jen Broomall.
Jen Broomall.
Jen Broomall. Jen came into BDI within our first, I think 3 years or so. It instantly made an impact among our fans and myself, because not just was she coming in and doing our stuff for our covers and so on, but she had she had a design knack too. So Jen is a cover artist. Jen has done design work for us. Jen has worked for other companies as well. She's even got a G.I. Joe cover out there on the market. So yeah, so she has been doing a ton of work, and I'm gonna let her tell you now who she is and give a little more background into all of this, and then we can talk about what's going on behind you there.
Oh, okay, that's great. Thanks. Well, it's been about a minute, so I'm alive.
Good
So
Good start.
Good
Yeah.
to check in. I'm
2
here.
thumbs up.
Still here. BDI actually was my first break into comics. I remember I was submitting to all
Really?
over. Yes. So I was doing submissions, and I was submitting to all kinds of companies, because that's what you do.
Mhm.
And then Tom was like, "Okay, I see. Try this." And then I tried it, and he was like, "Do that." and Tom was really in Big Dog Inc. They were the first ones to respond, and that was where I started getting regular work. And so as a cover illustrator, and that launched the cover illustration gig for 12 to 13 years. And it was so much fun. But then, yeah, like Tom said, it was in between doing cover artwork, when Oz started coming aboard, I think you already had you had designs of Dorothy and
key
all of
pieces.
that. Yeah. The main characters and stuff. But then it's the world was starting to build. You were like, hey, and I was like, I love fashion. So we need to talk. And so we started talking, and that's of course where all the posts about shoes, because I am slightly obsessed. I don't wear them so much, like the fancy ones. I don't wear so much anymore because they hurt. But I admire them from far away, and we had a lot of fun talking about the look of the story, because I loved the idea of a westernized version, but I grew up on Bonanza and stuff, so old school Western, I'm thinking John Wayne, but with a little bit more flair and couture thrown in there, but they still look fabulous.
Yeah, love that.
So it was a lot of fun. And then I also remember watching Return to Oz. So I have a story. When I was little, I watched that movie, Return to Oz, and it's kind of not a kid's movie.
It's kind of creepy.
It impacted me to the point I beheaded my Barbies. So my parents didn't preview watch it. So
that's kind of awesome, though.
Well, I'm sitting there. There's little me on my floor, and I had beheaded all my Barbies, and I had all their little heads in a row, that scene. And so I was reenacting that scene. And so my mom was sitting.
And so your parents are thinking something's wrong with you.
They were like, "We should have watched that movie." Before we let her watch it. I mean, it was the 80s, so Yeah,
I mean, I feel like it was very similar to a lot of 80s movies in the way that it was just that dark fantasy thing.
I mean, we have trauma from.
How did we not get super messed up?
I mean, we did.
Well, yeah,
but we're funny now.
That's true. Yes. So. Effortlessly funny.
Exactly. We're like, okay, we watched a horse have a panic attack in mud, but we're cool.
Yeah.
That poor horse. Holy shoot. Sorry. I know we're live. So I'm trying to watch.
You're all right. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. Let it fly. It's not a problem. It's not a problem.
But and then after the 12 years and whatnot, working in cover illustration, I really enjoyed the freedom that Big Dog Inc. and a lot of the indie publishers gave me, because once they realized that they could let me off my creative leash, they would get all kinds of stuff. And so we had a lot of fun
Good.
with like different looks, different, all kinds of really beautiful pieces. And then like Tom actually let me explore storytelling through, is it Sweet Charity or just Charity?
Oh, charity. Yeah.
Charity.
Your first interiors were
Yeah.
the charity
Was it?
backup story in the Critter Annual.
Yes. And
Mhm.
so that was the first one. And then you let me really explore with Lights, Camera, Jungle.
Mhm.
And like we built that one as well. And we had a lot of fun with that. And I really just fell in love with visual storytelling, which is a whole lot of other meat and potatoes other than just cover illustration.
Mhm.
And then like COVID hit. And it's interesting. COVID's like this whole, it's like a global phenomenon. We can all be like before COVID, after COVID. So it's
Yeah.
the new BC and
Right.
global events.
That's great. That's great.
But like COVID hit and I realized that I needed a moment because it was stressful. And then now I'm going this whole other route, which is completely different, vastly off the wheelhouse of what I normally was like am recognized to produce, but it's now Little Mushroom People and it's also visual storytelling. So yeah, I'm currently in the trenches of it right now. So yay!
Awesome.
That's as much history as I can remember.
Yeah, there's that's the good general history. There's tons of stories that I still talk about all the time with people when I do podcasts and stuff, and they ask me about like what happened back in the day. Well, let me tell you about some of these people that I've been working with for a while, and you are inevitably come up in these stories. But
We have so
yeah,
many.
it was Jen was really like sort of a student of the game. So she was one of those artists that I was, like she said, it was like, well, try this, move this way, move that way. And she was like, yeah. And then she just caught on. It was just like, boom. Oh, you're listening. Oh my God, an artist that listens to an editor, like what just happened right here? You're listening and you're taking it in and you're immediately seeing results. And I was like, I'm in, I'm sold on this. We had you doing Oz stuff. We had you took over the B covers for Critter for like 7 or 8 issues.
That was fun.
We have all kinds of stuff to show you as far as her art, guys. But we'll give you just a little history. Penny for Your Soul, all over the place. The infamous Were Reindeer that everybody loves from Ursa Minor.
That was a brain fart moment because I was like, Tom, there's werewolves and there's bears. What about Were Reindeer? And you were like, draw it. I feel like most of our like relationship, Tom was just like Patrick Stewart, make it so. And I was like, okay, yay.
Yes.
And I'm drawing in my corner and having, because that was the thing. That's the beauty of working with independent publishers, is that you can have this harebrained idea and go, what do you think about this? And they're like, do it. and then you magic happens, and it's just like, that Were Reindeer cover. I think that one, and then there's a few others that I'm really recognized for through Big Dog Inc. that people constantly.
What do people talk to you about?
You know what? These days, everybody's kind of like, "Are you dead?"
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I'm just in my cave painting these huge humongous pages. But I get the Were Reindeer a lot. I get a lot of Penny for Your Soul stuff.
Well, I'll tell you the one that you did for Penny, I don't even know what we called it. It was like the fall one where they were like wearing leaves and stuff.
Yes.
The horns of wood and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a wildly popular set of covers.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I remember I was like really thinking about your AB covers and like your risque ones, and I was like, I'm not just going to do a patch; I'm going to draw a whole other image, and I put more work on myself because that's what I did. And yeah, we were doing all kinds of stuff. We were having a lot of fun. That was the jam though. That was the thing. Is like so much freedom because I have worked with other names and they are much more restrictive, and then it gets less fun.
Yeah.
As I'm a very much, because the brilliance is like I am self-taught. I didn't go to art school. I figure it all out on my own. So any feedback, I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Because I don't have anyone over my shoulder telling me maybe that's off. I'm just figuring it out. So when Tom would give me feedback, hence that's why I was like, oh, okay, light bulb. But when someone gets too micromanagey, the joy kind of gets sucked out of it.
Absolutely.
So yeah, you got to have this like nice little balance, and that was, we found a really good cohesive balance. And then also too, like Tom would be like, "What do you think about?" And you would spit something out at me, and I'd be like, "Done," or I'd be like, "How about that?" And you'd be like, "Okay, that's for so and so." Like, you want shoes? Got it. All right, shoes. And then like all the wraparound covers, like that was
love those.
Yeah,
that was those.
Something like that came out of just because I did a Critter fan art.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I did.
Yeah. Well, she did a print for somebody, or well, I don't know if it was for somebody, but she did a print, but it was long ways, and I just remember seeing it. I was like, cool. And then one day I was like, I think we can use that. What if we did we did it as a wraparound cover? We did it for our first big trade paperback. And people lost their minds, and I was like, let's do another one. And so she started doing all of these white wraparound covers for all of our trades for a period of time. They're wildly popular. They're very hard to find, and they're great. Now the irony is that I got tired of the wraparound cover overall for the most part, and I started telling people, instead of we're going to do it as a wraparound, we're going to do it as a horizontal cover.
Okay.
And artists had no idea what I was talking about. They could not wrap their head around. Like, all we're doing is going to turn it sideways.
Yeah.
That's correct. Yeah. And I'm like, no. And they're like, well, it's going to go around the back. I'm like, no.
It's just
horizontal.
It's just
Turn it.
Yeah.
And their heads would explode. They wouldn't understand it. And so finally, a few guys did it, and they were like, oh, yeah, I get it. Okay. So we do a wraparound every now and then, but most of the time, I'm like, people are going to want to display this, so it makes more sense to just turn it sideways and let them, set it on the table or the counter or whatever, like that. So we've done a lot of horizontal covers, but the wraparound white covers were definitely a thing. You also did. I wanted to do the white cover because I was always thinking back in the day of like, we put this on the shelf, how does it stand out next to anything else? So we did these white Penny for Your Soul covers where it was just the full figure with no background. So again, like if you put that next to Batman or Wonder Woman or whatever, it's going to stand out immediately because of that white frame. So you did all those white covers too, which are now wildly sought after. And incidentally, all the other publishers started doing it,
Right. Well, because at the time, like it was, I think we were hitting that kind of very, like, I think, okay, so we'll go with PR move. We went with a very clean aesthetic because at the time it wasn't like, I would say noisy, but it was a lot of data input on the cover because it was a lot of, but everybody being like that, it made a lot of noise on the shelf. So we went, oh, what if we just went completely just the main character, that's it. And it made it so that it did stick out so vastly against everything else. And I think it was a really good design choice for us at the time. And then of course, like you said, then other publishers started picking it up because obviously people were picking up our books and whatnot. But it was a really good moment that we just kind of jumped in on. I think we just kind of we lucked into that, especially with the trades, because people were not doing that with trades.
Yeah.
Trades were just like the title and then maybe like a logo at the time, and then that was it. So to have an image, but it was still, that white background just made it really pop.
Yeah, it draws your attention.
It does. It really does.
The other is just noise. It's like static.
Yes, exactly. But then, like I said, that the other publishers started catching on, and then so like the trends come and go. But it was really fun while we did that, while we made that happen, and I think we did a lot of work. Like I got to really flex my muscles a lot with Oz. Especially like the design and creative design stuff, because it was just so much fun. And we got to explore a lot. Aww! Yay! Fun stuff.
The early days.
Very early days.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
So Tom, I don't know if this is something that you were going to get into at all, but
I just want to show you guys this. The detail that she was doing, the fringe and the I mean, oh my God, like craziness, just lunatic stuff.
Yes, I was slightly obsessed.
Yeah. So, but as an editor, how can I not get that and go, well, give her some more stuff to do, because that's amazing, and we were off to the races, and of course, the big story that everyone always hears within our Oz community is that Jen Broomall has a original piece of art in the museum. Mm-hmm. It's the cover from my first time at Ozstravaganza, and we'll show it to you here in a little bit. But yeah, it is on display in Allison's museum.
It is. So I was going to just mention that and then say to folks, it's rather large. It's mm-hmm. a pretty big piece. So can you guys walk us through how it goes from that to a comic book cover?
Oh, yeah. So that piece was so much fun. So I drew that up on 11 by 17. And you have the museum has the original pencils.
Yes,
original. And then I scanned it into my computer at like 300 dpi, and then it got sent to inks, which are here. Okay. And then after the inks were applied digitally, another digital artist came in and digitally colored it. And I forgot how many faces I put on that cover. Do you remember, Tom? Because I remember I counted them, but I totally forgot.
Yeah, it's something
there are faces
like
in the trees.
Yeah, I want to say there's like, you said something, there was like 32 or some ridiculous number. And at the time you told me you had a map of it. Like you knew like where they all were, like a scavenger hunt. And when Kate colored it, she didn't catch them all,
She tried.
Yeah. But I don't know that we even really told her, but she picked up on what she could pick up on, and you could see the eyes glowing and stuff. But yeah.
I remember her saying, "Are there faces in here?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yes, there are faces in there in the trees." Because I'm a weirdo like that. But then again,
that feels like another Return to Oz thing, like the faces and the rocks and stuff. So I get it.
But that was the thing I was thinking of, like the trees that are alive and they're throwing the apples at you. Yeah. So everything's alive in Oz and everything's weird and strange. And so I just started drawing them in there. And of course her boots are fabulous.
Oh my gosh, yes. So good.
Because I could. And but it was just it was just something that again was just like a creative thing that I just decided to add to it. That was not a note. But then when I said, "Hey, I did this," it was like awesome. See, she found a bunch. She found so many. So yeah, I was like, yeah, there's all kinds of faces. But that was such a fun cover too, because like, most of the time my cover work is very pin-up-y. So to be able to draw a lion and to have, like, them frolicking through the forest was a lot of fun as well.
Yeah, this is more like a cover you'd usually find just on your regular story cover. Like your A cover is your story cover is generally what they say. And then your B cover sometimes is still story. But for us, we always just had our sort of our pinup style stuff
Yeah.
that we did for all of our things. But this was something we wanted to do for Austravaganza. And so I didn't want to bring the pinup thing and shock the world at Austravaganza on year one.
Have
So,
the little kids going, what's this?
Yeah. So we brought this and it was very popular. People were digging on it. They were like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
They still were like, why are you here? What is this Dorothy with her guns? I don't understand. But over time, it's now been, Jen, it's been
embraced.
It's been 13 years of going to the con. And
that makes me so happy.
We've made breakthrough. We've made a breakthrough. People are finally really like legitimately accepting of what it is now. And it's crazy.
I love it. And I love that that the story that you've created has found like a home. And then I love that this piece itself has a good home, and like people are happy to have it and to see it. And like, that's to know that that's like, how do I totally like, I speak really well, but like, to know that my art is out there and people are loving it and it's bringing them joy. That's like the highest thing that I could be happy for as an artist, and know that. So I'm like, yay. Because I've had a few times like you guys have reached out and you're like, do you want it back? I'm like, no. You're happy. You have it. You love it. Do you not want it anymore? I'll take it back if you don't want it. But if you want it, it's yours.
We love it.
See?
We love it. It's great. You're like, we definitely highlight you when we go through every time we get to that case. But but a lot of people are very curious as to, well, so if that's a comic book cover, why is it so huge? And things like that. So I try to explain some of that to you, but that's why I wanted to touch on that question.
Oh, so the reason why we draw on 11 by 17 is because when you shrink it down to a comic book, it looks amazing. Because when you draw large and you make small, all those details just look scrumdiddlyumptious. But if you go small and you try to make it big,
right?
You can't enhance. It's not a real thing.
Yes.
So that's why we usually work large to small. Even though.
So do you normally do for pencils? What did you say? 11 by 17?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, and usually
Very cool.
I ink my own stuff now, so I do my own inks as well. At that time, I was doing strictly pencils, but I've since graduated, and now I'm doing watercolor. So yay! It's fun.
All right.
One-stop shop. Yay!
Does all the things.
So shall we go through some stuff here?
Yeah, let's look at some more.
Visit through some of the olden days of stuff.
Oh my gosh.
So I've got a series of her designs stuff here, guys, that we're going to go through first. This is good old General Guff, one of the gnomes, of course, back in the day. I would, generally speaking, I would give Jen some sort of pseudo direction. Like, we know we need this, we know we need that, we know we need that. She'll toss a few things back at me and I'll be like, yep, go. And then you kind of take whatever pieces we needed from the various versions and you make this kind of final rendition. And a lot of this stuff has been printed in the back of the trade paperbacks. And it's going to be all this stuff will be in the omnibus that we're doing the Kickstarter for right now. So if you guys haven't seen this stuff before, it will be in there. But there is some stuff here that I think we have never printed before either. So you guys might be getting a little bonus exclusive. But we had General Guff, of course. This is the girl in green who was introduced in the TikTok series with a sort of mysterious past. And of course, we now know who and what she is in relation to Ozma, as we've been telling our story going forward. Do you even know, Jen, what we did with her?
No.
What?
I don't. I know, it's terrible. I'm sorry.
We'll definitely have to send you some books so you can catch up on what we're doing.
Yes.
Yeah. She became quite important as we tell our story. So, so the girl in green. We have Glinda.
Uh-huh. Oh, I had
Glinda.
so much fun doing
Queen.
that one. I was like, can I make her like a Southern Belle? Like
Yes.
Miss Kitty? And you were like, sure.
Yes.
And I was like, she's gonna wear a bonnet.
It's perfect.
I had a
It's
thing.
so good.
I was like, it's got to be all the ruffles, all the things.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then I remember sometimes I would be designing and Tom would be like, they have to draw that
Over and over again.
in panels. And I'd be like, oh, shit, sorry. Like, my bad. But yeah.
They just modified it for what they needed. But what this does is when you go crazy, it gives whoever has to draw it next, it gives them sort of the starting point. Like, okay, look, I can't do all of that all the time, but we can keep the form and function of it. Yes. Yeah.
And yeah, you can rein it in. It's harder to build up, but you can always take
it. And with some of these characters change their clothes anyway. Like Glinda's changing her clothes. She's got her riding outfit that we put her in.
As she should.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Mean, come on.
So, all sometimes design just has to give you the keys. The wand is a key, right? She has her hair up. That's a key. She wears the corset stuff. That's a key. And then you can kind of tinker with it as you need to throughout the story. Then we have, so this is Jack pre-Pumpkinhead.
Mm-hmm.
And of course we have after Pumpkinhead a little bit later on.
Mm-hmm.
General Ginger.
Love this too.
Oh yeah, she was like,
So
I remember, like, I think this was the first time I've ever seen someone cosplay a character that I had designed. Was someone walked up dressed as this, and I was like,
oh! I cannot tell you. I think one of the first times that Tom and I met, I was like, I want to cosplay all these characters. Can I just do everything? Because General Ginger,
fabulous.
Linda, I mean everything. It's so good.
They're so fabulous. And then to see what everyone has translated moving forward, they've only taken these simplistic like pencil drawings and like just made them fantastic. It's so amazing to see, and I love it. I love it so much. Yeah, this one was a joy. Oh, he was fun.
King of the Flying Monkeys, minus the wings, but we know the wings are back there, so that's fine. But again, look at the craziness in that fur. Like this is well beyond killing bugs.
Oh no,
there's a bug in here. The audacity to walk across my table while I'm on a podcast. But I mean, this is way beyond
that
character
crown.
design. This is just amazing stuff.
Wow,
amazing stuff. Let's see. This is the King of the Whimsies.
Okay.
That was fun. That was so much fun. I was like, I'm going to give him giant feet. And you were like, okay.
Sure.
I'm like, no, he's going to be able to climb like really good. You were like, all right, just make the mask look cool.
Awesome.
Yes, it was so much fun. But I think it was just because I was trying to explore playing with shapes and different body types at the time too, because I was like trying to explore, because again, like I said, I was really predominantly known and well-versed in pinup, but as far as other like body types and characters, I was not. So this gave me a chance to explore that and to kind of push those dynamics really far. Tom was able to reel me in and be like, okay, that's a bit ridiculous on a lot of things, but then like I still got a lot of playtime with these designs, and I think that being able to play was able to like kind of like really give Oz kind of this story a different look and feel from other Oz adaptations.
Yeah, and we did want to keep some aspect of the magic side of things. Like, yes, it's a Western, but we didn't want it to just be a John Wayne Western. So we definitely needed magical things going on in it. And different shapes of people and so on. And so, I was like, this is a cool look. And then of course we go back to some generalities. This is our King Pastoria, who has yet to make an appearance in the book, but here is something that maybe, I'm not sure if we published this or not, but there's Mr. King Pastoria.
I love a top hat.
Yes.
And Mombi.
Actually kind of gives me Frank Baum vibes. Like,
oh, yay!
A little bit,
Oh, for sure. Yeah. 100%. 100%. Yes. Mombi and the Twisted Staff.
Those braids.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
As we're going, guys, while you're watching, if you have questions about any of this stuff, just hit us up. We're just kind of taking you through a little bit of history of Jen's work here. Now, this is Ozma, well, we have the Ozma, the tomboy, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But this isn't really Tip. This was literally Ozma as a tomboy when we sort of reverted her from Princess Ozma into this. Again, this is what we did in the last volume of our book. It's a little bit different, but the same kind of generalities of understanding with the short hair and so on. But she had to start as the princess, and then, of course, if you've read our story, you know that this is more or less what she looks like now.
She was fun. She was, because like when we did her like the princess, I've told you, like I wanted her to be in like these really restrictive like clothes.
Mm-hmm.
So like she couldn't, like she had to move like a princess because she had no other way. That was like her clothes were just going to be like a pain in the ass to just move around in. One, that's it's just not fun, and then two, that's another reason to rebel. So she was really fun to design, and that hat's just I think like I had the most fun researching hats and whatnot, and combining like different genres and different time, because they're not on the same times and whatnot. I was kind of scattered all over the place, but because it's fantasy, I was allowed to just like mix things. But I think I have like an Edwardian clothing book here that I was using heavily for reference. But yeah, like
this is lunacy, Jen.
I still do those things to this day. I guess so, like if I need to fill stuff, I'm like, okay, yay! I do this random thing, and I'm like, I don't know what it is.
Lunacy. Oh my god! I remember when you designed the critter, the cat girl from Mars, and you had her glove thing was just beads, just 8 million beads. I'm just like, who's drawing this? I like it, but who's drawing this?
I know, like they can edit. So.
We have Mr. Pipt here.
Yes. Oh, it was fun to like do, like to try to get away from like the 90s, like all the pockets, but then like you kind of had to do the pockets.
Yes. Yeah.
You were like, just don't go overboard.
Yeah, he's a working man. He's got to have some. He's got to have some pockets,
some pouches, but not like all the pouches.
Yes. There is the after Pumpkinhead.
And I remember this one. I pushed you with this one. I pushed back about the bowler cap. Do you remember that?
I was not sold on the bowler cap.
You were not.
Really?
Yeah, we went back and forth.
I love the bowler cap.
And I was like, it works because it makes it look like a pumpkin. You were like, it makes him look stupid.
Well, I was just more at that time. I was more just tuned into sort of the standard cowboy hat,
Yes.
And so it took me a minute to
that totally works.
to kind of vibe in on it, and it's fine.
And the bowler caps usually are represented in like represented in like cowboy films and
for sure
media as like the meek guy, the little business dude, the one who's like a little shy with his little glasses in the pharmacy. You don't see
the guy who owns the general store.
Yes, like, you don't see the bowler cap robbing the chain,
Right.
So like I do understand how it was very off-brand and it didn't quite make sense, but I was like, it's a shape thing.
Well, and I mean in your defense, it's worked. People have seen it, they liked it.
Works, yeah.
And they were like, "Oh, I like the bowler cap," and I'm like, "Okay, I guess that's just fine then."
Yeah,
it works.
He's willing to admit when he's wrong.
Yeah, of course. This is one of the two characters that are our own characters. The girl in green, of course, and this is Cerulean. This was done for Pat Shan's Scarecrow miniseries. We needed sort of a Scarecrow race overlord type of guy, and so you can see he's all made up of straw. More so than our Scarecrow that we know. very sort of pseudo Frankensteinish
Mhm.
with the face and the hair and all that kind of stuff. So very, very cool. So if you guys want to check him out, the gotcha.
He's
He
so
came
angry.
around for a second pass, and that was his mistake. Yeah, so if you want to check out this guy, you got to find the Scarecrow miniseries, which is not particularly easy to have. I don't have any of these. So,
I don't think I have that.
yeah, I don't have any. But that's where he comes from, and he's only in those 2 issues so far.
Love it.
Then we have good old Mr. TikTok.
TikTok.
That was the one where you're like, they have to draw these.
Yeah.
And I was like,
well,
you can scale it back then.
Yeah, and in this case, they really did. I mean,
Yeah.
the Renato Ray who did the TikTok series,
Yeah.
like he went all in on this. It looks almost identical to, what we're looking at right here. So they took it, ran with it. They were fine, and it came out great.
Oh, that one was so much fun. Because I was like, oh my God, he's a canon. Because I remembered the movie from when I was a kid, Beheading My Barbies. And like, I remember TikTok specifically, and I liked his design. But I also didn't want to completely 100% like mimic the design, but he's still so iconic. Like, I mean, really.
It's a nod.
It's that little round body, but
yes.
He's always got the little round body. So we know who he is without it being a copy. Oh, Tip.
Oh, Tip.
I loved
Tip and the mice, of
and
course.
The mice.
So good.
So much fun.
And then Glinda's triplet guards.
Mm-hmm.
And those shoes.
Always fabulous. Yes.
Gotta do the shoes.
Gotta do the shoes. Gotta do the shoes. I remember I kept trying to make them practical. Tom would be like, what are you doing? I'm like, they can't run in stilettos. At least make it like solid or something.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, like it was so much fun to do these. Oh my goodness. But yeah, they got to have their little hats. They got to have their little, because Galinda is not going to be walking around with someone who does not match her brand.
Right.
Sorry. Even in the South, she's on brand.
It's true.
Absolutely. Now, this is one that we definitely have not used. Maybe not at all. This is Ugu.
I don't think so. Okay.
No, this is Ugu. I'm not sure why we did him. I think there was a point where I was just looking through my book, Who's Who in Oz, and I was just like, hey, let's just make some things so that I have them, should
in
we
your
ever
back pocket.
Should we ever get to them? Yeah.
Yes.
And this is one of them.
And I had no idea who this dude was.
I didn't either. That's why I was just going through that book. Like,
you described it to me, and I was like,
this guy.
What?
Yeah, this is the dude. Yeah, this is the dude with the sled thing.
Yes.
And so we made it so that he could carry it on his back, but then he's got his sled so he can take it off and go riding around. So
isn't it like a sifting pan? I think you were gonna like convert it to be like a sifting, like
like gold,
like a gold digger. And then he rides around on his like little sifting pan.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
Okay, all right, let's do this. And
then of course,
yes,
ye old wheelers.
These might. I'm not gonna lie. These might be the scariest wheelers that I've seen.
They're pretty terrifying.
It's the eyes. The like just and the sunken in cheeks, like, woo.
Yeah, they're a little manic. They could use some water. They need some hydration.
Yeah, yeah. They've been dried up a little bit.
I mean, I get it, but this was fun to like, because the wheelers again in the book and in the movie are just as terrifying.
Oh yeah,
and just as scary, and like
we just armed them,
and then we just gave them Gatling guns.
Yeah,
and I was like, I have no idea how they're going to load them or what have you, but they have Gatling guns because they're crazy.
It's magic. It's magic.
It's all magic bullets, I guess. I don't know, but it's like, yeah, they were made out of like a fever dream, I guess. Yeah, they're Deliverance on steroids.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So then we've got
But it works.
It works. It so
This
works.
is one of my favorites.
I remember
I love
that
this
one.
one so much.
That one was fun.
this was year 2 at Ozstravaganza.
Mm-hmm.
I had this up for such a long time, and I recently switched out the case before the festival, and I was like, I don't want to take her down.
Oh,
Yeah, I love this one.
Fun. She was definitely fun. Very old school. It's a very Annie Oakley nod.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it. I love that one.
We've
Oh,
got
yeah.
That's a great one too.
the Clint Eastwood.
Mm-hmm.
The light in this.
Oh, yeah. Heavy nod to my colorists.
Love it.
They really like stepped up my pieces to like your colorist can either make or break your image. Like just understanding color theory alone is like a whole other ball game. But like I worked with some brilliant people who just took my artwork and just elevated it, and it was just such a joy and a blessing to work with them because they were able to see things. And it was funny. It wasn't until I started actually coloring my pieces that I was like, oh, it makes sense. Like that didn't work.
Hi, Freddie.
Hi. But yeah, oh my gosh, the lighting in this is amazing.
Absolutely.
Hey,
gorgeous.
Crystal's here.
Hey.
What's going on, Crystal? Let's see. And then we did, this was a set of covers that we did.
Yes.
So we were at 2 cons at the same time. We were at Austin Comic Con and we were at Detroit Fan Fair.
Mhm.
And so we did
Detroit
these.
Fan Fair.
Yep. So we did
That's
these.
where we met.
Yes, it is. Did these big belt buckles
Mhm.
and some patchwork on the outfits. So we had two representations at the same time.
That was fun.
And that's at the end of that.
That's
so
the end.
Well, no, there's more. There's more
of this one.
but that's the end of that Oz stuff. I have some of your other pieces that you've done that we'll show you too. But what does it feel to see all that stuff again?
Oh my gosh, it's a flashback. It really is. It's so much fun. There's so much, and there's so much more. Like,
oh my God, that's
so much more.
That's not even all your Oz stuff. I mean,
No.
you did covers for a number of different companies, like for their exclusives.
Mhm.
Not just for us. So there's more just Jen Oz stuff out there. We haven't shown you anything other than Oz so far, but she's worked on everything. I think you worked on everything for us up to Lights Camera Jungle, and then that's when everything kind of started to go weird after that and then into COVID and all that. But you worked on everything that we did up to that point.
I did. I was with you guys for like 12 to 13 years.
Yeah.
And then after Lights Camera Jungle, it was kind of like I was like, everyone, oh my gosh, I'm taking a sabbatical. Because I was just getting slight burnout. Things were starting to look very similar from my perspective of what I was producing. And so I was like, I'm just going to just take a break and just kind of refill my creative cup. And then COVID hit. It was like derailed everything. And so the sabbatical kind of turned into just taking a complete hiatus from comics. I think I've done like 1 or 2. Like I did the line cover for you guys, and maybe a couple of other ones with some friends. Like and for the most part,
we brought you back for a penny cover.
Yeah,
a handful of years ago.
Yeah,
and
like
then,
the monsters, and then
this is the lion for the Who's Who that's coming up next month. Everybody,
which was a lot of fun. But for the most part, I haven't really done any work. But yeah. COVID just so COVID was stressful because we had a few people in our family who had autoimmune disorders, so we were trying to keep our bubble very tight. And I was stressed out in the way I process is through art, of course. And so I just started painting little mushroom people, and that's where Figo happened. And that is what I am currently creating. And it's a vast difference from the pinups and stuff and the Wild West of Oz and the superheroes of the past. And like now, yeah, they're little squishy little mushrooms. They're so cute.
So cute.
I love them. I love them so much. They're a lot of fun, but they're literally just little blobs with little mushroom hats. It's great. But
before we totally get off the Oz topic,
sure.
Do you have, I know, like we said, that was just a fraction of what you have put out there. Is there a cover that really stands out to you or that was like super fun to make?
Well, the lion one where she's running through the woods was like a lot of fun. But there is one cover. It is I don't know if it's a wraparound or it's a longer one, and it is an Oz cover, and I don't think it's very popular, but I had fun with it because I got
know what
to
it
draw
is.
the three monkeys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil.
Yes, okay.
And people didn't catch that.
Really?
Yeah, because they're kind of in the background. But like just the fact that I got to draw those three as the flying monkeys in the background of that book was just a lot of fun for me.
Oh, that's great.
Moving forward, though, more covers with horses would be fun.
Okay.
Just because I like horses. So
Yeah.
As a child, that was like all I drew. I've gotten better at it. I can draw them. But yeah, I do like it is some, yes, that one. Yes. But see, I think the reason why people don't catch it is because they're like in the spine.
Yeah, they bend both ways, and you're not really catching the whole thing. Yeah,
exactly, the whole story. So like spread out like that is cool. Like you get it, but when it's like on the book, it's kind of lost in translation, which is fine.
That's so cool.
That was definitely one of my favorites because I got to play with that theme. And again, like I said, like that is completely random. Like no one's gonna remember that cover, but it was fun. And giant toes right there, front and center. Like, oh, she's dead.
Yep. Oops.
Yep. She got one boot blown off.
So cool.
That house hit her hard.
That's like there's a shot on the inside of issue 1 of the ongoing series where we're doing a little recap. Mm-hmm. And Allison Borges, who's the interior artist, on page 2, when you turn the page, like the barn comes down, and you can see, so like the barn is huge, and you can see these 2 little feet like sticking up, like she had just got pancaked and her feet were like sticking straight up. I was like, oh, yo, fine, I guess. I don't know what else I'm supposed to tell him, because that's probably the reality that's exactly what happened. But it is, when you see it, if you really look at it, like I think a lot of people just miss it. Like they just think the house is falling. But if you look, there's 2 little legs that are just like, huh?
I mean,
yeah.
But it makes sense. And then you do see them.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's fun. That is so fun. But yeah, that is definitely one of my favorite Oz covers, just because of those little flying monkeys. And I know that is so random, but it was definitely one of my favorites. And the lion one.
Okay.
He's always one of my favorite characters to draw.
So before we show some of the other stuff you've done, we're going to show you this. This has not been shown to anybody yet except for our Patreon folks. So this is for next year, guys. And since we were all gushing over General Ginger, here is next year's.
I mean, I've seen this.
Well, yes, you have. This, yes.
Oh, so, I love her.
So next year, the next volume focuses on General Ginger, her sort of vendetta against the Kallidas. The Gnome King has sent her on her way with some of the best gnome hunters, and basically he's told her they'll be with you until the Kallidas are all dead or you are. And that's where we pick up our story and we roll. That'll
Look at that January. Swagger.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
she's on a mission.
She is.
She's ready.
She knows she's got some power. She's like, all right, let's go.
Yeah, amazing cover. Came out great. This is going to be the series artist too. So the interior of the book is going to look just like this as well.
Nice.
So Claudio Avila and then Gat Melvin, who's been coloring for us for many years. He's doing the book, the colors for the book. So yeah, that's what you have to look forward to starting in January, everybody.
Hooray!
Boom.
So much fun.
Yes. All right. So let's go do some more flashbacks, guys. We are back to now. This is not only Lights Camera Jungle cover. This is your cover, by the way. This is the one you colored with your Copics and stuff.
Yeah. I started out with markers and then I moved to watercolors because like Copics are expensive. Still are paid. Still let people lie, but still, yeah. This was a lot of fun. This was like, yeah. You gave me a chance, so I was like, "Yay! I'm gonna be a one-stop shop," and you were like, "Okay, prove it."
And we were even doing we were trying to figure out, like, because you were drawing Tina and Sabine in the zebra, but when you were drawing it, you had the stripes, and I was like, is there a way to know that one's tiger and one's zebra? And we actually did the research, and there's a way to know the difference. Like the way that the stripes work on the animals is different. And I was like, oh, well, let's make sure that detail is in, their costumes. So that was kind of a wild thing, but yeah. So Jen did this cover, but she also does the entire inside of the book, guys. Basically it's 2 stories. So the first half of the book is what I call the Hollywood jungle. It's backstage, it's casting, it's runaway actresses who have to be replaced, and so on and so on and so on. So it's all sort of the Hollywood tropes of it all. And then the second half of the book, they're casting for a Jungle Girl television series. So the second half of the book is the actual television series, which we call The Throne of Bone. And so the second half of the book is the Jungle Girl, and we get that sort of action type of thing in the second half of the book. So yeah, it's a double whammy.
Yes, a story within a story.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So meta. Love it.
And then we have Scheherazade. This was from, now you did a few covers for us initially with BDI, but then when we moved over to Aspen, I was like, well, I want to have Jen do covers for this stuff. And we had you do this. So as you see these guys, they're all going to kind of connect a little bit.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
so
they were connecting covers.
Yeah. So we used the original. So this is the original. She was kind of the pirate queen in the first volume of the book. But then as we knew what the second volumes and some of the other versions of her that we were going to write were down the line, we were like, okay, now we want Space Girl. Now we want the geisha in King Arthur's court. Now we want so on and so on. And so you'll see some of the other versions of her that we're going to tell these stories as we get down the line a little bit. But the one thing that remains the same, as you'll see, is that pirate gun. She always has that same wooden handled pirate gun. That's part of the detail for the story. So this is the official second volume of this book whenever we happen to get to it. So it is a space story where we tell you the origin. Jupiter, or is it Jupiter? Saturn has a moon that has a crater on it that's called the Scheherazade crater. And we're going to tell you why it's called the Scheherazade crater. So that's the next part of the story there. And then that story connects with this, which goes back to the Civil War times. There's an old history story and a photograph of a bunch of dudes who supposedly killed a pterodactyl, and they're posing with it from the Old West. And so we're taking that story and using that at the idea of the Thunderbird. So we're telling an Old West story with the Indians and the legends of the Thunderbird that blends with the things that we're doing with the science fiction story. For those that read Scheherazade, you know how we
they all melt together.
Yeah, it all blends together for the story. There's a purpose for all of that stuff. So those two are going to kind of tie together. Then we have the Geisha in King Arthur's Court. This is one of my favorites. We did this with Nii. Nii did a one-shot for this a few years ago, which came out fantastic, but I always loved this outfit. I love this costume. Love the whole idea of it. So I'm glad we got to do that. And then we have a future sort of Conan the Barbarian style that we have yet to touch on. But there she is.
That one was fun. Those were all really fun to get them all to connect. And everybody's like, how are they connecting? I'm like, their hair.
Yeah, the hair. Yeah, you can see it right here. The little hair pieces on the end. Yeah.
Flows and into each other.
The forest kind of flows in a little bit there, and all that. So well, one of the problems is that even though we were like, let's make these connect, like we were under so much pressure to get them done, we didn't plan them all out to be like, let's really make it connect. It was like, get it done, and then connect this one, and then connect this one. So it was kind of a brutal deadline that we had to.
It was a tight squeeze.
Really make it work. Yeah, but no, you pulled it off. It's a cool piece. I always like those things. We've done a few of those things. In fact, we did this one for Oz.
Oh, I love it. Cool. Yeah. That one is on display right now.
That one is cool.
That 4-piece one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And look at all the designs. Yay. I love it.
It's a lot of detail.
And then we've got, I've always loved this one.
That one was fun.
So it was like, okay, Jen, I need her sliding down the banister, but I need the background to be like Escher stairs going every which way. So we have this assumption that she's just all over the place. So this was great. This came out really good. Then we have a bunch of critter stuff. Is this all backwards? Yeah, it's all backwards, out of order. Good job, Tom.
It's okay.
This is Penny for Your Soul. For those that don't know, Critter does cross over with Penny for Your Soul. They live in the same world. So there was a 2-part crossover where Critter went to Vegas and met Danica and the Angels and so on. So this is supposed to be one of those little like souvenir photos you get at Vegas with the Devil Girls. Issue 4. This is the In Crowd, first appearance of the In Crowd. So full on 100% like let's go team. Love this piece. This is definitely one of my favorites. It's so great. The every bit of it is great. All the action's great. The layers of it with Wing Boy big up front and then it gets smaller going back. Like the perspective, that's what I'm looking for. Perspective is good. I've always liked this cover. Here is the lunatic that we talked about.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Beads.
All the beads.
Like
draw some Mardi Gras.
Draw some beads, why don't you?
So many beads.
Oh my gosh. And the shadows of the beads.
Yes.
Like, oh.
And then I remember I was telling you I wanted a specific headdress for her because you were because with the design for the princess, I was like, well, let's do something really different than Critter's wheelhouse. Because, Critter is very classic superhero and like, you know, spandex and all of that kind of stuff, like what you think. And so I'm like, if you're going to go with a kind of Mars, Princess of Mars, let's do something very different. And so it was really fun to do a different look and feel for the same universe that is just completely opposite of the main storyline and whatnot.
And this is your first interior work as well.
Yes.
Ooh.
One panel.
Just one.
One panel. So yeah, there's a shot where Critter's kind of walking down the street, and then the next panel is essentially in the same position as where Critter is, but suddenly it's her, it's the Catgirl of Mars, and other things are around her, and then it switches back to Critter, and Critter's kind of like, what the hell was that? Like she just had sort of a weird flash, right? And this was the first kind of real inclination of her having a connection to what has now been dubbed the Critterverse. So that's Jen's first interior piece of work.
Critter's awesome. Everything, everywhere, all at once moment.
Yes. That's right.
Yes.
I remember that one.
I'm going to go out on a limb right now and say that there is no cover for a superhero comic book on the planet that has two girls doing their hair.
That one, yeah, that's a stretch.
Zero chance that is a thing.
Oh man.
Yeah. But you know what's funny is I never ever see this cover. I never see it for sale. It's never in dollar bins. It's one of those that I really have never seen at a con where people are like, sign my book. I'm like, this cover is in people's collections and gone.
Yeah.
Like it's just there, which is really, really wild to me.
It's either they like love it or it's like at the bottom
Or
of
they're
the box and they
embarrassed
forgot
about
about
it.
it.
No.
I got it, you know.
I don't need that
deal.
one.
Yeah, I do remember that one. I remember the concept. You were like, they're doing each other's hair. They're just hanging out. I was like, okay.
Yeah. Well, I wanted this to be like sort of nice, but then also the creepy overlooking.
Menacing.
Yeah. Like,
I mean, you got someone stalking you.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. Yeah. Oh my God. Then we have The Apprentice. The Apprentice, of course, she is directly a part of Penny for Your Soul. So those are reading Penny for Your Soul. This is her first appearance. This is part of that crossover, the Penny for Your Soul crossover. Sad times. This is after the Penny for Your Soul crossover. We won't tell you what happened, but bad things happened. So, you know, go read the story. You'll find out what's going on.
And then style change.
and then Schoolgirl makes her appearance.
She's so cute.
That one was so much fun.
Yeah, this was her first appearance. Technically, there was Schoolgirl made an appearance. This is technically Schoolgirl 2.0 because she got a new costume and so on. But that's part of the story is she shows up and she looks like a little trampy schoolgirl. And Critter was like, we're not having that. And Jen, I was like, we need to have real schoolgirl costume. Jen, help me. And so Jen redesigned her into this sort of with the vest and the gloves and all that kind of stuff. And she has absolutely become a fan favorite. People are always asking me like, are you going to make her do a story for her? I'm like, okay, all right. We'll have to talk about that. And then the sound effect in the back, the poof. I put that in the book too. Like when she takes on the bad guys for the first time, she pops somebody in the face and it goes poof. Yes. And Critter's like, what?
Did you just poof?
Yeah. Did you make a poof? So we did a very meta moment there, which was fun. So she's goof and I love her. So and that's it. Now we're back to the beginning.
Yay!
So there we go. So and again, guys, this is the minuscule amount of Jen's VDI work. I haven't shown you anything that you've worked for everybody else. I know you worked for IDW. I assume you did Zenoscope work. Did you ever do anything for Zenoscope?
I have done a lot of work for Zenoscope.
That's what I thought. Okay. Yep.
And then like Coffin Comics with Lady Death. IDW, Valiant.
I don't think I knew that. What did you do for Valiant?
I did one little line with Valiant, and it was a little story that they had. Sorry that I am brain farting the name of what it is. But it was like this really like little one-off, and then I don't think I heard anything else from it. And then like the G.I. Joe was a store exclusive through 3 Alarm Comics and whatnot. So I've done a few like store exclusives, which lets you work on other names like the Vampirella and whatnot. So and then I did stuff for like a natural. I've done a few. So yeah, I've been around. And I never really was published through the big two, though we would always talk and kind of dance. But I think it just never, like the stars never aligned. They've got so many artists that are clamoring to work with them. And then like there's a lot of rules. So like the few times we did the dance, I was given like these big rule books and I was like, I don't know. I don't think I want to do it. Because it was so much that you can't do. And I understand because like it makes sense. These characters are beloved and you can't do certain things. And I get that, but it does limit your creativity a lot. But like even with the G.I. Joe, I had to go through not only IDW, but Hasbro as well.
Yeah.
Is they were really freaking out. They saw my pinup work. They knew that she was going to be in a bathing suit, and they lost it. And I was like, I know how to draw a tasteful bathing suit. It'll be fine. Trust me, it's mostly going to be hair. And they were like, we don't know. We have to approve it. And so I did. I had to approve several layouts with both companies in order to get the thumbs up for that cover. So, but it makes sense. There's rules. So like, I think that's the drawback of not just drawing fan art, of actually working with these companies, is that they kind of put you on a bit of a tight leash. And if you're good with working in that, that's fine. I'm a very much, you're not my mom. You can't tell me what to do.
That is a perfect segue to what I'm going to show you right now, because I talk about this again on podcasts, that sometimes you have artists and sometimes you butt heads. And there was one specific cover where you and I were ready to kill each other.
The gravestone one, the pumpkins. It was the pumpkins.
Yes.
I thought
we could not figure this out. I wanted something. She wanted something. She kept drawing things. I kept saying, change that. She changed the whole thing. I'm like, no, go back. And it was just this rage moment of stupid artist. And eventually we kept going and we kept going.
And it was brilliant.
And it was freaking amazing.
Great. Yeah, that one
was amazing.
It was so much fun. But I do remember we were really having a go with that one. There was a few times where I was like, I just don't see it. I don't see what he's talking about. I don't know. I've drawn all these thumbnails. I'm about to rip my hair out, and this is just ridiculous. But I mean, I get it. Like sometimes your vision is hard to translate to others. Yeah. And like, I struggle to like explain what's in my head. So I can only imagine trying to convey that to someone who's a visual learner. Remember when you sent me that picture and you're like, just see through, but it's a toy. Remember the Triceratops?
Yes.
You're like, I know it's a Triceratops toy, but work with me. And I was like, got it. Let me try this. Yeah. That one is such a good one for puns. But yeah, it's but again, it's that working relationship. It's like, as long as you like are comfortable and you could talk back and forth and you can communicate. Yes, sometimes you will butt heads, but like, I think that's part of the process. Yeah. Like, I think you and I both in this cover specifically, we just had to kind of like step back and put our egos down and go, okay, what's really happening? How do we make this happen?
Yeah.
Let's make it work. And then we did. We Tim Gunned it like pros. So, I mean, it's not going to be all cupcakes and rainbows all the time, 24/7. But, for the most part, it was just such a joy and such a learning experience, especially like coming in at it with like all the ADHD audacity of a new mom that I was. Like, I'm going to work in comics now. Like, that was what I did. I just came in here left field and decided to just go for it. And then it happened. So can't complain. But it's like, it is very different. It's like, I don't think that you and I did anything traditionally, like the typical way that everyone else does.
No, I mean, it is, sometimes it's sort of like when I work with other artists, I'm like, why can't you just do it like Jen? Like, just do it like Jen. She just did it. Like,
because I didn't know what I was doing.
Well, but in that context, you still, like we said at the beginning, you were open to whatever. You were like, okay, like, let's go that way and let's go that way. And like, there is a very real, and I'm seeing it right now, there's a very real preconceived notion of what comics want from artists. So when I hire a new artist or I'm working with a new guy, and I'll be like, well, we want this and we want this, I will get things now that are sort of a combination of dumbed down, like the same poses that I've seen 1,000 times from everybody else's book, or everything is like hyper boobed out. And but what's happening is that there's so much of that that's being done. Like that's their jobs for these other people, that when they come to somewhere else, they're like, everybody wants the same stuff, so I'm just going to give them the same stuff.
No.
And it's just like with schoolgirl, it's like, we don't do that here. Like let me redirect you to the BDI way. And most of the time they kind of get it, and they're like, oh, okay, well, I just thought that that's what everybody else wants, so that's what you want. And I'm like, I get it. We don't do that here. So let's clean this up. Let's make it our way. And most of the time, I have actually had, there was one artist, I won't say who he is, who would send me stuff, and I'd be like, no. And then I'd send him like a reference image, like that pose, like that. And then he was like, really? And I'm like, yeah, trust me, that's what we want. He was like, all right. And then he did it, and then we did it again. And so at one point he was like, you know what? I'm just going to listen to you because this is working. And
but you know, it works for your brand.
Yeah. But at the same time, it was like, this is outside of my wheelhouse. This is outside of my box. This is not the same that I do for everybody else, but it's working. I like it. The fans are responding to it. So I'm just going to listen to you, Tom. And I was like, good. We've crossed that line, that you understand that I know what we're looking. There was another artist who made boobs like freaking Mount St. Helens, and I was like, yo, what have you seen of us that says we do that? And he was like, well,
which is hilarious, because Tom doesn't mind some boobs.
No, I don't.
But like,
but I mean, that's most.
But there's a moment. There's a limit to where it's like,
she's tripping. The
how
poor
much
girl
is too much?
Girl can't run.
Yeah, it's
right.
I mean,
black eye.
Yeah,
it's crazy. But he pulled it back. He was like, okay, tell me what you need. And I was like a lot less. And he was like, okay.
But again, you can always scale down. So that and like, I'd rather artists come in with like too much, so that you can edit, and clean it up, than be
as long as they're willing to do it. That's the
true.
Key.
Yes,
some are like, well, I did it.
Well, again, that's the whole setting the ego aside. Like, we are, all of us writers, artists, all of it, like those of us that participate in anything really, we do have that ego because we do put our heart and soul into these products, into these pieces. And like, that's our love. That's our self-expression. Yes. It's just how, it is a part of you in a sense.
Yeah.
And so like, sometimes like in that one cover that you and I were just like, we did, I remember having to step back and be like, am I just being a total asshole, or do I need to like, I'm kind of being an asshole here. I need to like step back. It's not like my shit don't stink, and like we need to talk. But like, Tom, you got to sit back too. And you were like, okay, let's just talk, and we did. Yeah. But like to be able to do that also shows that like you're still listening. And I think sometimes like it's really hard for some folks to set that ego aside, because it's like a good defense, like, it's your like little comfort zone. So it's, and I think that was also why I got burnt out with comics, is because it was very just like, draw me boobs, draw boobs everywhere.
I gave you too much work.
Well,
like, I need another one. I need another one.
I loved the steady work. Actually, like I remember talking to someone, they're like, you have a steady gig of 2 to 3 covers a month. And I was like, yeah. And they were like, holy shit, that's unheard of. And I was like, I know. But it wasn't the steady work. It was just the fact that I recognized that my stuff was getting repetitive and my stuff was getting very stagnant. So for me as a creative, that was like death. And I know there are some artists who can sit in their genre and can do their wheelhouse and hi and can like embrace that and do and create that way till the cows come home. But personally for me, that is something that I can't do, because again, I think it's also because I'm self-taught. I love to explore and to try new and to constantly push and go for more, or, you know, fuck up royally and then go a different way. But like, I think that with BDI, with all of the indie comics, that they literally gave me just the freedom to play and explore and have so much fun and an abundance of work. And it's like, I will be coming back. It's just, I do have to get Fungo done first. That's a big project.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
It's a big one, but I love it. But again, it's just, BDI was such a gamble. It was such a gamble, because I think I was at the time I was submitting to you and to Xenoscope.
Mm-hmm.
And Xenoscope, I think their stable was full. And you guys were just starting out. Like, you had your interiors, you had a couple of your cover artists, and you were still new on the scene. And then, yeah, you just gave me a chance, and we ran from there. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
And can you imagine if you had done Xenoscope? Then you would have just been drawing boobs all the time.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
You know, pretty much. I mean, and like, you know, and stuff. And like, oh,
this
what was
keeps it open.
So Tom would like, and Tom and Coffin Comics, they both would grant me the ability to draw a face that wasn't the whole passive lady face.
Right.
That like they would let me draw like a face that actually was like
hilarious.
You know,
Yes.
like sneering and stuff.
Yes.
So like I had the opportunity to draw more expressions, but then with like other companies, sorry, not going to name them, but you know who they are.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
And that was it. Like I couldn't, like when I would draw
Come rescue me.
more intense faces, I would get that note of, you got to change your face. And I'm like, so the Botox face,
yes,
with the injected lips, got it. You know,
right.
like that was it. That was the only expressions that I could draw. And that,
Yeah.
again, that was what everyone was looking for. Everyone was asking for. And as my mother put it, it was the non-threatening female face. I was like,
Right.
oh,
Absolutely.
That's, I want them to be threatening. I want you to feel uncomfortable.
It's,
Really, for a minute.
it's crazy to think how difficult it is just to get an artist now to understand smile. Put a smile
Smiles are hard
on
to
their
draw.
face. Well, I don't care.
Smiles are hard.
Tom's like, I'm not the artist. I don't care.
This is your job. Make a smile. But I get so much just like this. Just
It's like,
I'm just standing here like, I'm like, what are we doing? Like, you got to give me something in the face here, guys. Again, do it like Jen. Can't you do it like Jen?
Yeah.
You know.
it's a throwback, because like that one Dorothy, the Wild West, where it was very Annie Oakley, I was looking at like the 40s and 50s pinups.
And you can tell.
You know, because
that's what I love about it.
they have those cute, and they have the perfect little apple cheeks,
Yep.
and they have the little smile, and
Yep.
you can really dissect it and see how the face is constructed, and they look fabulous.
Yeah,
And
she
that
absolutely has the pinup vibe.
Yes, and so I just love that, and it's just like, you got like, and the eyes will crinkle. You know, when we smile, they don't.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
a little scary. So you don't want them to stay wide open. They're going to crinkle up,
Right.
you know, have a full expression. They're going to have fun, but you can make a pretty smile and have, you know, and show the teeth and show the cheeks and show that, you know, we can make, they can make faces.
Oh, it's perfect.
They can make expressions. And then like the reindeer one, she's looking like,
Look, there's an expression in this tiny little piece down here.
Yeah.
There's an expression.
even Toto's smiling.
Okay, I have never seen that.
Toto is so great.
I have never seen that before.
I mean, he is smiling. He's so happy.
Oh my God. Wow. All right. Well, you know,
Done.
Jen Broomall
2013.
Easter eggs. That's what it
So
is.
12 years ago, and I just seen this for the first time.
Toto has a
Photo smiling. Yeah.
So a little background. I am a self-taught artist, but I also had the benefit of artists, women in my family. So my mother was a design artist in the 60s, 70s, 80s. Like she drew like JCPenney ads, and but she drew a lot of animal food bags. So like she would tell me like you're drawing these cats and dogs, but you had to make them smile. So that's where like if you see my animals, they do tend to have a kind of uplift.
Oh my gosh.
Because my mom's really good at drawing like realistic animals. But she would be like, she's like, cats don't smile. But the cats had to smile for your meow mix.
My Toto smiles.
My Toto smile.
It's weird. He really does, though.
Oh, so you have a Toto?
I do.
I
do.
Oh, yay.
Yeah.
Oh, I had a Toto when I was a kid.
Did you?
Yes.
What kind of dog was it? A Cairn or was it something else?
No, I found him under a trailer.
Aw.
So he was a little dog.
He was a rescue.
He was a
That's
little
what he
rescue,
was.
little rescue mutt, little
Oh
dog,
my
and he looked just like Toto.
gosh.
And so,
So cute.
Oh.
Hi, that's my other Toto.
Yeah.
That's a big baby Toto. I love it.
He was giant.
Look at
He
them
was
legs.
giant. Yeah.
So leggy.
I think my head just maybe cleared his back. And then they're like, you wanna get up there? And I'm like, bareback? How am I gonna get on without stirrups? And they're like, that will help you.
We'll give you a leg lift.
Just
jump.
pushing my rear.
You're like, okay.
But it was great. Yeah, he was enormous.
Oh, he's a beautiful horse.
Isn't he great? Yeah.
Lovely. Yes. And do you ride English, Western? What do you prefer?
I mean, I was taught English, but I'm not that fancy.
She rides Aussian.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
So I grew up Western.
Okay.
And I had 2 horses, and I actually was a barrel racer in high school.
No way.
Heck yeah.
Okay.
And but yeah, like English is beyond me. I don't understand it.
See, I went to weirdly enough, the college that I went to is known for its equestrian program. It's really technically it's an equine school.
Mhm.
So there were lots of people who were studying for that. And then when they were working on their education part of the program, they needed guinea pigs. So I volunteered because my grandfather was a real life cowboy. And so I wanted to be able to like ride and then be like, hey, grandpa, guess what? I can ride now. You didn't know. So yeah, most of what we did was Western stuff. Just
Western's so much more relaxed.
Tooling around in the mountains with our cowboy hats on, and
I tried to learn how to lasso, but so we had 2 horses. One was he was a government horse, and he was basically a Mustang.
Oh my gosh.
Fast, but he was too short to be a horse and too tall to be a pony. So he was one of those weird, he wasn't far from the ground if you fell, but fast. Like I won a lot of things because he was so fast, but he would go, hi, Mark. But I wanted to learn how to rope with my quarter horse, and she was tall, she was leggy, she was beautiful, and terrified of everything. So I would learn how to lasso, and she would run. So I'd be like, no, horse was afraid of her own shadow. So so like I love horses. That's why I want to draw them more. I want to
understandable,
get them on the covers and make them smile. His horses can smile too.
If anyone can make horses smile, it's you, Jen.
Obviously.
Right? Yeah.
So yeah. Oh man. That one was a fun cover though. And I people can figure out how to make people smile. Mm-hmm. So and future stuff coming up?
Yeah, well, we'll show you guys. Remember the Legend of Oz omnibus right there. Oh, let me take this out. So
Oh my gosh, I can't.
Has a couple of days left. It ends Wednesday night, 11:45 Eastern time.
It's just so gorgeous.
We've unlocked the spot gloss for the cover, so the logos and the flowers and stuff will be glossy.
Yay.
We've also, you can see the red pages at the top. We've unlocked the gilt edging. So normally that's yellow, or not yellow, gold. It's usually gold or silver,
Yeah.
but our publisher said that they can do red. So we're going to do a red ruby edge around the pages. We are $333 away from stretch goal number 3, which will be the Bunley Young chibi magnet.
There she is.
I didn't want to be right there.
Getting a spur to the face right there.
Just
So
have to make one of those
$333.
pumpkin faces, like, hey,
Yeah.
what's up, girl?
She's so cute.
But that's the book. Hardcover with a dust jacket or soft cover. There's also all
beautiful.
kinds of other
Much.
stuff in there. Of course, the new Nia Ruffino cover, brand new for the book. And then that leads us into, next year, which is the 15-year anniversary of Oz, Jen.
Yay.
15 years of this book as we come back to Oz and General Ginger and the gnomes. We'll still
Longest running Oz comic.
the longest running Wizard of Oz adaptation in comics history. Yes, that is correct. That is correct. We officially hit that mark on volume 6, and now we're going to blow it out of the water. So that'll be in January, and then in March we're doing the BD 16 anthology, which this year will be all Oz characters. One of them will be the Glass Cat. One of them will be a character that has never appeared in Oz before, Overman Anu and the Invisible Bears of Vo. And the third story is as yet unchosen, but we'll figure that out before too long. But we'll have a lot of Oz stuff, kind of throughout the year, including potentially,
Oz.
if things go well, the guys that made the Critter action figure are in the process of designing a Dorothy Gale gunfighter action figure. So all that goes well. They get the designs done. Tariffs aren't destroying the ability to make plastic things. We'll see how that goes. That could also be part of next year's 15-year anniversary as well, is Dorothy Gale action figures. So keep your eyes open for that. And speaking of horses, Freddie, who's in the room here, he was like, "Are you going to make a Toto toy too?" I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know. That's a lot. That feels like a lot, but maybe we'll see.
We need them like
I feel
Barbie size. with
Designing the horse is easy.
full
We got to design
on-
the figure first, and then we'll, how many?
Pull the leg and he neighs.
Yeah. Just the
Now it
whole-
has to talk too.
No,
Jeez.
we want like Barbie size Dorothy with a full size Toto that she can ride.
Go Jim in the hologram size Dorothy. It's huge.
Yes, with the giant feet.
Yes. Sorry.
And then, of course, in October, guys, the BD Index, we are calling it the BD Index, which is our who's who of all characters from the Big Dog Inc. universe. There are 34 characters in this book. Everyone is done by a different artist. There is no duplication. So it is a gigantic artist splurge. Jen Broomall here
cool.
did the Cowardly Lion for us. That will be part of October, along with the BD 15 anthology, which part of that will be Pocahontas, If She Was a Vampire. We have that cover right there for you. Part of our Princesses versus Zombies series. It also will have the other two stories are the debut of the Amityville Sorority Sisters and Nosferatu, our vampire critter, gets her own story as well. So it'll be a nice little monster book for October. That's what's in our immediate future. And we for sure have to get you on a Princesses versus Zombies cover. That's
Absolutely.
like that's a must.
fun.
That's a must do.
Yes. Oh my gosh,
So,
the outfits will be insane.
It'll be so much fun.
So it's selling so well right now that we're probably going to have to do a collected edition of the book sooner than we planned. So I'm kind of looking at maybe next year in the November, because November 8th is National Princess Day. So we could launch it on Princess Day. We'll need a new cover for that trade, Jen. So something to look at for
Next year.
I like
down
this
the
idea.
line. Look, the fans are clamoring for it already.
Yes, please.
clamoring for it already.
Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah, another wraparound. I know. I'm joking.
That's right.
Never wraparounds.
Yes. Return of the wraparound cover.
I like that we both laughed and went on camera.
Exactly. We're syncing. There you go. Oh no, that sounds like fun. That sounds like a lot of fun because, like,
Cool.
yeah, it's a classic little twist. The princess
And
is
then
so fun.
the last thing I'll show you guys, I'm going to come in close on this here. We are shipping out the Critter Kickstarters that we just did for Critter 25. And part of that was artist editions that we did, very limited edition artist editions. And I'm going to show you this one right now.
Oh my goodness.
Dun, dun, dun.
What? Yes.
Yeah.
So there are a total of 9 of these in existence, my friends.
What?
9 of these. Jen, one of these is for you.
Yay.
So
Thank
we'll get
you.
we'll get that to you. It also does have a nice spot on the back for
fun.
drawing covers, and it's of course Critter 25 on the inside. So
Love it.
that's
So pretty.
that's the current new stuff. And yeah, I think that's where we're at. We've done it. We've far surpassed our 90-minute our
Yay.
usual 90 minutes. Thanks for hanging with us. This has been
Yeah.
spectacular.
Oh my gosh.
Fun.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I love talking shop.
Great to catch up with you.
Yes.
When you get closer to completion of your mushroom people,
Mhm.
let us know. We'll talk you up. We'll bring you back. You
Aw,
can talk about it. However you're gonna be distributing it.
Mhm.
And yeah, I know it's going to be a lot of work, so it's going to be a minute before you're done. But just let us know when you're getting close, and we'll see what we can do to help you out.
Yeah, I'm going to keep plugging forward. It is definitely, it's going to take me some time. I am slow like a turtle, but steady. And I hope to get back to conventions. So fingers crossed that we can start going back to conventions a little bit more. So just see everybody. I miss everyone.
Yeah,
we miss you.
I miss just seeing people in person, like, oh my
Yes.
gosh, it would be nice to see people and just like be dorks.
Yes.
Well, if Big Texas goes over well this year and they're willing to do it again,
Mhm.
I will put you on the list for we need to hoof her out. And that would be for 27. So it's
Okay.
it steps out there. But yeah, if you want to come, sort of reintroduce yourself to everybody, yes, we'll see what we can do for you.
Just wear a sign that says I came back.
I'm still alive.
I'm still here. Don't forget me. No, it's been this has been so much fun. Thank you for having me on here. Thanks for letting me sit and fart around with you guys.
You're so
Oh,
great.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yay.
All right, guys. That is it. Feel free. I know a lot of you came in late. Feel free, jump back in. This is the All Jen All the Time show. We went through a lot.
Woohoo.
We showed you a lot of art. There's a great flashback period where we're just showing you the old stuff. So watch the show back. If you have questions, even if you're watching it back, just post it in the comments because we'll still see it. It'll still give us notifications, and we can chat you up. And then next week we'll be back at it with episode 18, and who knows what might happen then. So
What? How
I
are
know,
we there?
right? I don't know.
Somebody asked me the other day, what episode are you on? I'm like, I don't know, 14, I think.
17.
Okay, well,
17.
we're still going.
Yeah. Thanks everybody. Thanks Jen. Thanks Allison.
Yes,
And
thank you.
we'll see you all on Monday.